the Fade 5 podcast with Brad Evans and Nate Lundy.
Place your bets, you jackwagons. Brad the Big Noise Evans here alongside the good sir Nathaniel Lundy, who is drowning right now due to the effects of Mother Nature there in the Denver, Colorado area. And hopefully dark clouds will be hanging over Miami for those Nuggets fans tonight as the Denver Nuggets taking on the Miami Heat. Game numero tres there on South Beach. And hopefully the Rainmakers are going to show up for the Nugs. They showed up for the Heat, and a surprising come from behind victory in game numero dos. They are the Mile High City. Maybe they can return the favor here in the third act. But as we always do here on the Fade 5 podcast, we start off honk honk as passengers on the Plus Bus, revving the engine on some of our favorite longer odds wagers. Even money, that's plus 100 or greater. Lundy, what do you got on the docket tonight, mi amigo?
Oh, let's go to America's Hat. You want to go north? Let's go, because we're going to be talking about South Beach. So let's get up to Canada, shall we? Let's go to Toronto. And that is where we are going to find one Yordan Alvarez of your Houston Astros, getting an opportunity to take on, the little puppy that is the Bassett. Chris Bassett.
He's so adorable.
Yeah, he's just so cute. Just want to play with his ears. He's also given up 11 home runs this year. Isn't that nice? So let's get Mr. Alvarez to go yard for us tonight. We're not doing total bases. No, man. We're going plus bus all the way. Plus 310. Best odds in the business right now for him to go yard at FanDuel Sportsbook. 16 home runs this year so far for Alvarez, and 11 of those have come against right-handed pitching, which the last time I checked, that's the arm that Bassett uses to give up those 11 home runs that he's already done this year. So give me Alvarez to go yard, Brad, plus 310 over at FanDuel.
Love that call. In fact, I love it even more because his history against Bassett, the Hound, is quite delightful. I believe he has batted like 410 at-bats in his career against Chris Bassett. Staying in Major League Baseball and as a passenger there on the Plus Bus, I like this two-legger. Give me Lance Lynn under 2.5 walks against the New York Yankees. And give me the former Colorado Rocky, John Gray, over 17.5 outs for you non-math majors at attendance. He's just got to complete 6 innings against the St. Louis Cardinals. Both those events occur. Cool. Plus 134 at DraftKings Sportsbook. You look at Lynn. He has been under 2.5 free pass in 6 of 10 games this season. Yeah, you look at the 3.48 walks per 9 mark and said, oh, Evans, really good shot. He goes over. However, his call plus swinging strike rate, consistent for where he's been in his career, but it's only at 26.8%. And most importantly, the Bronx Bombers are without Aaron Judge, who they just placed on the IL with a toe injury today. And on top of that, over the last 2 weeks, they are number 25. That is it in Major League Baseball in walks percentage, which is sitting at 7.1%. Meanwhile, John Gray has been over 17.5 outs in 4 of his last 6 turns of the rotation. Pretty nice 3.10 ERA there at home. And first and second time through the batting order, he's got a combined 3.06 ERA. Most importantly, St. Louis has been rubbish offensively. No team in Major League Baseball. Remember that hot stretch where they put up like double-digit scores seemingly every single night? That's long in the past because over the last 2 weeks, no team in Major League Baseball has scored fewer runs than the St. Louis Cardinals. They are number 30 in total runs scored, plating just 31 in 12 games, batting a combined .96. Barf. So I love John Gray having a long outing night. So to recap, Lance Lynn under 2.5 walks against the Yankees, and John Gray over 17.5 outs against my hated St. Louis Cardinals, plus 134 there at DraftKings. Rolling away and rolling on the Fade 5 podcast. So those bets on the board, let's get after it with another edition of the Fade 5.
Number 5.
All right, numero cinco on the countdown today. Let's take a Major League Baseball and take a chill pill. We'll get to Game 3 of the NBA Finals here momentarily. But parlez-vous français? I love Thai France to collect at least 2 total bases tonight on the road in SoCal against the San Diego Padres. And it's all about maximizing the matchup. I know it's at a micro level, but he is 8 for 12 lifetime against Waka Michael Waka, who is towing the rubber for San Diego in this game. He's also got, of those 8 hits, 4 the extra base hit variety with a 1,667 OPS. You look at Waka this season, been rather consistent and rather decent. A 3.48 ERA overall, just a 31.5% hard hit rate, and a 7.5% barrel rate. But France, one of the hottest hitters, muy caliente in Major League Baseball. He has collected 2 total bases or more in 4 of his last 6 games. A guy with an OPS over the last couple of weeks that's approaching 1,000. So I'm riding the fiery fingers of Francais and taking that over 1.5 total bases against the Pods, plus 115 at DraftKings. Lundy, fade or follow? You got to get seduced like I did by the juice.
Oh yeah, this is actually one that I had written down as an opportunity to, parlay together for a total basis, but then I saw that it was already at plus money, so it didn't matter. Take it.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy that is rolling in the extra bases, 8 hits total, as you just said, 4 of them in the extra base variety. His OPS is like 857 million. Just take it. It's against the Padres, and rolling right now with a little Seattle Mariner love.
Thai France, serve up a winner for your boy. I don't know that in French.
Number 4.
Numero cuatro on the Fade 5 podcast today. A guy that we love to pick on here on this broadcast, and I'm doing it again, Jordan Lyles, and I'm doing it specifically in the walks category, over 1.5 freebies against the Miami Marlins. Lundy, don't blow your nose at that, because I think this is going to be a winner. Minus 105. There at DraftKings Sportsbook. The reasoning why, and I'm going to try to convince Lundy, and why it's going to free up his nasal passages as a result. You look at Jordan Lyles, 3.24 walks per 9 mark. That's what he's posted this season. He has been over this number in 8 of 12 starts, and I'm utterly shocked that juice is as light as it is at minus 105. I honestly thought it'd be like minus 145, minus 150. He's only got a 23.1% call plus swing strike rate, and you look at the Marlins. Luis Ariz, really the story right now, one of the stories of Major League Baseball, batting over 400 this late in the season, but they're also generating a lot of fourth base on balls. They're number 6 in walks rate here in the last couple of weeks in Major League Baseball, getting that fourth ball call 10.4% of the time. Piling on Jordan Lyles. He didn't win a damn game this year. He's 0 for 9 for a stinking reason with a sky-high ERA, because he serves it up on a silver platter and misses the strike zone, which will be the case tonight. Lundy, fade or follow? Will Jordan Lyles be quite luscious to my bankroll, hitting the over 1.5 walks against the Marlins, minus 105 at DraftKings?
First of all, sometimes you just got to blow your nose, okay? And that is the reason why there is a mute button. Some of you in the business world have not learned about the mute button when you're on your Zoom calls. I just want to point that out. Some of you have not figured out that you can mute it. But if you haven't figured out by listening to my sorry-ass voice, yes, I have like allergies and a cold and all of this, because it won't stop raining here in Denver, which means there's pollen and shit everywhere. So yeah, it started out like up here in my sinuses, and then it just sort of, it just sort of disappeared like maple syrup down into my chest. I know. Oh yeah. There's a visual you needed on a Wednesday. Yes, Jordan Lyles. I like this at the minus 105. Okay, I'm in. Miami's going to be able to get it done. They're going to be patient at the plate, and that's going to get Lyles up and over the walks. I will take it at a minus 105. A little nervous on this one. I really like today's Fade 5, but I'm a little nervous about this one.
Fading Lyles has been quite lucrative. Don't worry, Lundy. I'm going to make you better. I'm going to make you well. And your bankroll is going to be healthier in the process, too.
Number 3.
All right, getting to Game 3 of the NBA Finals. They're really a surprise split right now, 1-1 so far, with Miami stealing Game number 2 there at a craptastic fourth quarter, admitted by the Denver Nuggets. But will they exact their revenge in Game number 3 there along South Beach? I say yes, they do, but let's build a little safety first. So I'm all about this SGP. And you know what I like to say? Correlate, synergize, and bring it all together. I take my 3 fingers and I put them together in this little motion. I do that all the damn time, whether you watch Live Online or this podcast on repeat. But this is really uncorrelated, unsynergized, and I'm not at all bringing it all together. But I do like this to get this to even money on a measly 2 legs. Give me the Nuggets on an old spread of plus 4.5, and give me Jimmy Butler to rain 1 made 3. So they really don't relate in any way, shape, or form. But I like that at plus 100 there at BetMGM. You look at the Denver Nuggets, 5-5 on the standard line ATS in their last 10 road matchups. And in this alternate universe that we're living in, so at this plus 4.5 alt spread, have you seen what they have done on the road in the NBA playoffs? They're actually 4-3 against this line, specifically ATS. Miami 7-3 ATS on the standard line in their last 10 home games. But I think Denver, again, is going to get the upper hand, and they're going to come out firing and prove that they are indeed the better team, no matter how resilient Miami exhibits. Meanwhile, when you look at Jimmy Butler, he should be able to go over this again. He has done this in 5 of his last 6 postseason matchups. In the postseason, he's shooting respectable 36.1% from distance. And against the Denver Nuggets, 3 for 7 from downtown here in a pair of postseason matchups. And the Nuggets have allowed 10.5 3-pointers made to the opposition. So to recap, Nuggets plus 4.5 on that alt spread. And Jimmy Butler, I just need one measly 3. Both those events occur plus 100 at BetMGM. Lundy, fade or follow.
I think Butler's 3 is going to screw you on this one.
Yeah,
good.
I
think he might. I think it might get screwed up here on the 3. But if he gets it, I think he's going to get it in like the first quarter and a half. I think they're just going to try to come out. They're going to try to establish themselves. They're going to try to give themselves a little bit of a hey, that wasn't a fluke in the fourth quarter like that. I think that's the narrative that Miami's going to be going for. And if that's the case, I could see Butler coming out trying to be hot early on. So I'm going to fade you on this one because I think the 3 is going to be your bugaboo, as they say. I like the Denver plus 4.5 just in case this one winds up being a little bit close, but I think I might try to find another one and done type of player prop to toss in instead of the 3.
Oh, bugaboo. I think that's what Lundy has right now in those clogged nasal passages.
Number 2.
All right, numero dos of the feed, 5 today. I just need 1 block shot from Aaron Gordon. And if he gets up and swats one into the seats, it is minus 110 at DraftKings. And I say, sure, that could absolutely happen. You look at what Aaron Gordon has done here in this NBA postseason. And again, zeroing in on this series, he's gone 1 block shot and 1 block shot in the first couple of games. So he had 0 in the only appearance against Miami in the regular season, but he has recorded a block shot in 5 straight games, and he's done it 9 times in totality here in this NBA playoff run. You look at Miami, they have allowed the 7th fewest opponent blocks per game, just 4.5, but you know, he's seen significant minutes. He's kind of an unsung hero. He was certainly of game number 1. Came out of the gate of firing offensively. He was quite good defensively, too, in the first quarter. This could be a similar outcome, meaning he could arrive early in the contest. And I'm hoping I'm not going to have to sweat profusely deep into the fourth quarter on this block shot prop. So to recap, Aaron Gordon, again, I just need 1, just 1 block shot, and if that occurs, minus 110 at DraftKings. Lundy, again, fade or follow.
I will follow on this one, but there's a block shot prop that I like even more.
Oh,
There's one that I like even more, Mr. Fighting Illini. Nice ringer t-shirt, by the way. Good throwback. You look like an extra in an 80s movie right now, pretty much, with the ringer tee. So, yes, I'm going to follow here because I think Gordon gets one, but there is one that I like even better that I'll share with you coming up.
Shout out to Home Field, by the way, for the t-shirt. And, man, I could barely squeeze in this damn thing. I'm getting a little chubby.
Sun's out, guns out.
Number 1.
Numero uno here on the Fade 5 podcast. Sun's out, guns out, indeed. That applies to Gabe Vincent, who I think is going to show up once again offensively tonight. Another wager I was astonished by this being so low, and this is combined points with assists. So you're building a little bit of a cushion there with the dimes dropped. It's only at 17.5, and he may do this in points alone. Minus 105, best use in the business right now. Available at BetMGM. He has been nuclear here the first couple of games of this series. He went 24 combined in game number 1 and 26 combined in game number 2. In fact, Vincent has been over this in 5 of his last 6 playoff games. In the regular season, split right down the middle of 2 matchups against the Nuggets. He had 19 in 1 and 5. Really didn't even show up at all in the other. You look at the Nuggets, they have a lot. The 6th fewest opponent points per game at 107.4. But the 8th most assists per game to opponents at 23.9. And just going back to Vincent, he's shooting over 42% from beyond the arc. So a lot of these could come from the 3 ball. So to recap, Gabe Vincent over 17.5 points plus assists, minus 105 at BetMGM. Lundy, fade or follow.
Oh, man. If the Nuggets pull off the win, I think his number stays below this. But I just think the way he's been playing, as you pointed out, it's not just against Denver. It's just in these playoffs. He has been very solid. So I don't have a choice but to follow in this one. As a Nuggets fan, I'm hoping that this is a bit of a sweat late in the fourth quarter because I think they need it from a defensive standpoint against him. Keep him off the score sheet. Got to quit getting beat by these guys on the perimeter. But I don't trust Denver. I don't trust the defense there. I think he gets up over it. You're right. He could do it in points. I think he's more likely to finish with about 15. So let's just see him get a trio of assists.
Yeah, come on. Let's make some greenbacks on Gabe Vincent, who I think is going to vanquish the Nuggets in some form or fashion tonight. Speaking of vanquishing the sports book, it's bonus time! Lundy, what are some of your other best bets this evening? Whether the NBA, whether the NHL, maybe upcoming Stanley Cup playoffs, Major League Baseball. Hell, I saw odds on professional pickleball. I know you're itching for some action in that sport.
No, pickle. Is that like an appetizer? Do you get that at Applebee's? They serve pickleballs.
Yeah, you just dunk it in some ranch. That's a Midwestern pastime. It's delicious.
I'm sure that it is. All right, folks, you can tell by my voice, I'm not going to manage to talk a whole hell of a lot, in part because I probably need to go blow my nose again at this point. Hey, I gave you Yordan Alvarez as my favorite right out of the gate in terms of a plus 310 for a home run. Let me give you the other one that I was debating just in case you want to bet them separately, perhaps parlay them together because you're nuts. Yes, I know he is only 4 for 21 in the month of June. Yes, I know that he only went 1 for 6 last night, despite the fact that his team put a bare bottom spanking on the Washington Nationals. But I will take Ketel Marte as well for a home run. Best odds in the business right now are at Bet Rivers, by the way, at plus 450. You can also get it at plus 430 over at FanDuel. Again, only 4 for 21 in June, but one of those is a home run. 2 of them are doubles, and he is 3 for 6 lifetime against Corbin, including 2 round trippers. So I say if Marte is going to break out of the slump, it happens this evening, and it happens against Corbin. So I like him for a home run tonight at plus 450. I told you there's a block shot prop that I like even better than your Aaron Gordon. Same team, different name. Give me MPJ for a block at plus 114 at FanDuel, by the way. It's about plus 110 everywhere, but FanDuel's giving you just a little bit extra juice in your favor. In 4 games this year, 2 regular season and 2 postseason against these Miami Heat, Michael Porter Jr. does have a total of 3 block shots, including 2 in game 1. So I say he gets back in the stat column, and you can get that one at plus odds. Again, Brad's with Aaron Gordon's a minus 110. MPJ is basically a plus 110, depending on where you're shopping around. And then I want to look ahead to tomorrow because you and I will be off, but game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final will be tomorrow. Give me an anytime goal for Carter Verhaeghe. Here's the reason why. This guy led Florida in the regular season in goals with 42. He has a grand total of uno punto in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games, he has 1 point, and it's just an assist. And this is the guy that led the team in scoring in the regular season. So I just think this is one of those HD bets, okay? He's due, which is part of the reason why over at FanDuel for an anytime goal, you can get him at plus 180 right now. I think he is going to find the back of the net for Florida. Again, you're looking at a guy that has just struggled. Only the 1 point that he's had, no goals in the last 5, only that assist. So all of that put together, he has yet to tally anything here in the finals. I say that he does it tomorrow night. So that looks ahead to game 3, which, by the way, is also in South Beach. All kinds of sports going on in Miami this week as we play through the finals. I yield the floor to the gentleman from Illinois in the hopes that maybe he has some Mucinex.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I got a lot of Mucinex, so I will serve that up, and hopefully we're going to make some money as well here in the end. Let's get to the T-Boyos Parlay Play of the day in the NBA Finals. I just need one. That is a theme of this Parlay Play. 3 from each of these individuals. It is Nikola Jokic, 1-3. Bruce Brown, 1-3. Kendavius Caldwell-Pope. Do not try to attempt to spell it. Just say KCP. That's generally a mouthful. 1 or more made threes. And Max Strus, 1 or more made threes at plus 290. They're at BetMGM. All these guys have just 1 available made 3 on the betting board. I would have incorporated more, but most of the guys are like 2 or more in this category. But look at Jokic. He has done this in 13 of 16 playoff games, shooting 46.9% from distance. Miami's giving up 12.1 3-pointers made per game to the opposition here in this NBA postseason. Bruce Brown has been brilliant against Miami from outside, really affecting that zone. He has done this in every single matchup, all 4 matchups, including the regular season against the Heat this season. He's 8 for 18 combined in those games, shooting 44.4% from way downtown. Meanwhile, KCP has done this in 8 straight postseason matchups where he is shooting 40.5% during this Nuggets playoff run. And then finally, look at Strus. He had that disastrous 0 for 9 performance in game number 1. Rebounded in game 2, really set the tone for the Miami Heat out of the gate and straight away. Hit 4 early threes. I think he's going to get another early 3 tonight. He has done this a number of times in the postseason, and the Nuggets, too, have given up 10.5 opponent-made threes per game. So to recap, Jokic, a 3. Bruce Brown, a 3. KCP, a 3. And Strus, guess what? A 3 plus 290 there at BetMGM. More T-Huevos Parlay Plays. Numero dos. So let's do it in Major League Baseball. And what I feel could be the highest scoring game of the night. And you can wager on that individually if you're interested. I like the Dodgers and Reds over on an alt total of 7.5 runs. And a correlate, synergize, and bring it all together. I think both score at least 3 runs. Freddie Freeman gets a hit, and Jonathan India, who's moved down in the order, largely batting cleanup or number 3 in the lineup for the Reds, also gets a hit, and it's plus 187 when you use that parlay odds boost there at DraftKings Sportsbook. Really, the only reason you need to know this is because of pitching matchup. You got 2 rancid guys on the mound, toeing the rubber, going to be throwing BP to their respective opponent. And that is what's at a guard with that 6+ ERA, and Brandon Williamson, the southpaw of Cincinnati. Buku runs, buku hits. That's why I'm going with this 4-legger. I think it does hit indeed. Meanwhile, elsewhere in bonus time, Jimmy Butler, give me the under 32.5 points and rebounds at minus 120 at BetMGM. He has gone 25-20 in this combined category. The first couple of games went 25-34, so over in one of the regular season matchups. But a guy, he's been over this, 13 postseason games, but he's shooting kind of a meager 39.4%. That is it from the floor here in the last couple of games. And the Nuggets, very good defensively. And again, they got revenge on the mind, 6th fewest opponent points per game allowed, as I discussed, and they've been outstanding on the glass. Number 1 in fewest opponent rebounds per game allowed at 38.2. So I think Jimmy Buckets does not apply. He will not hit the over on 32.5 points plus rebounds. Elsewhere in the NBA Finals, Jamal Murray has been quite the dish, man. I'm going to go with that streak. Give me the over again. 6.5 times dropped, minus 130 at BetMGM. He's gone 10 and 10 in games 1 and 2 and dropping dimes. And again, the number's only at 6.5 here. He's done this 7 times in the NBA playoffs. Sure, the Heat have allowed the 4th fewest opponent assists per game at 22.9, but the kickout game is going to be strong. It's going to be on point tonight, and it is going to deliver the goods, whether kicking out KCP for 3 or Michael Porter Jr. for 3. I think it will be very active there, and he's got just a brilliant and wonderful, unbreakable bond and chemistry with Nikola Jokic on the pick and roll action. So that's going to play a major factor here in getting those assists with those kisses off the glass from the Joker in this game. All right, I think I'm out of stuff to say. I'm out of time. My spreadsheet is exhausted. Lundy is tired as well. I can see the nasal drip affecting him right now, much like the drip coming out of the clouds in the greater Denver metro area. So I'm going to go have him blow his schnoz. I'm going to exit stage left with him as a result. Get well, my man. Hopefully you'll be able to kick this cold that you're fighting, but who the hell knows? It might keep raining buckets there in Denver here in the near term until you see us, which will be on the Friday edition, because we're trying to coincide the podcast with the NBA playoffs. Please drop us a rating and a review at your convenience. Also, fade or follow us on the Twitter. All of our free spreadsheet picks, as I always say, always free, always transparent. Lundy at Nate Lundy. You can find all his selections and mine at Noisy Cuevas. For the very snotty Nate Lundy, I'm Brad Evans. Until next time, feed or follow. That is up to you.